Hey folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending September 28th, 2022. You know, when we're negotiating offers, we're working with the buyer and I'm speaking with the listing agent. From time to time, the listing agent might say in our negotiation, if the seller doesn't get this price, they're probably going to rent it out. You know, we take that as a negotiation tactic. But today in this market, we're seeing quite a bit of properties listed for sale on the MLS and at the same time listed for lease on the MLS. This is different than the listing agent casually saying we're going to either, if we don't get our price, we're going to rent it. These sellers are serious. You're on the market for sale and for lease at the same time. Now, we've always seen this in any market. It's just more prevalent today in this market, in a declining market. So the sellers know prices have come down, but their attitude is look, if I don't get this price, then I'm happy renting it for another year or two, and then, hopefully prices change later. So these are sellers that don't necessarily have to sell. And I'm sharing this information with you because if this is a property you're interested in buying, this is probably not the seller you're going to negotiate huge discounts with. This is probably not a property that you're going to sit back and see multiple price reductions. This seller is perfectly prepared to sell it at a certain price or rent it at a certain price. So keep that in mind if you're negotiating with this type of seller. If you feel this information could help somebody you know, please pass it along. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way I'll know ahead of time and I'll make sure my schedule's organized so we can talk about whatever's on your mind. It's a competition out there. You got to ask yourselves why. Prices, we're in a declining market, prices are coming down, properties are sitting. How is it possible that there's competition? Well, sellers' mentality, we're seeing that it's changing. They were canceling their listing, relisting, canceling, relisting. Many now are just choosing to cancel and not relist. They're not getting their price. They're saying, okay, enough, taking my property off the market. And what that does is create a lack of choices for the buyers looking to buy, and we're seeing competition out there. It's across York Region. Let me show you what I mean. You could see it in some of the numbers here. I have here Vaughan, detached, broken down by week for a whole year. So sales are up. We sold 27 detached properties in Vaughan for week ending September 28th. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price has come down, sitting now at $1,487,000. $1,487,000. Compared to last year, you could see right away there's a big difference. When we zoom in, it's like, whoa, 27%. I thought of the number and I confused myself here. Average sold price is 27% lower than last year's average sold price. Well, this year, 3 properties were sold at $2 million or more. Last year, 18 were sold at $2 million or more. When we look at median price, well, median price is 24% lower than last year's median price. Looking at the 4-week moving average, it's pretty clear. Average sold price over the last 4 to 6 weeks has been coming down in both average and median price. Year-to-date sales, way off last year's pace. We have 42% fewer sales this year in Vaughan for detached properties versus last year, year-to-date. But of the 27 that sold, the percentage selling at list price or more, is up over what it's been the last few weeks. And here's what I really want to look at. So listings are coming down. We listed 55 detached properties last week. Active listings, the amount of listings available for sale is also down. So sales have gone up. They've not gone up that much. Active listings has come down far more than what the sales have gone up. So this shows me, and we're seeing it from working with our buyers and sellers in the field, that properties are coming off the market, not necessarily coming back onto the market. So fewer properties available for sale, increase of sales. Months of inventory has come way down, sitting at 2.3 months of inventory. And there's an argument to say, well, sales go up and that's just kind of artificial. Well, no. And 2.3 is kind of in line to what it's been for August into the first few weeks of September. So maybe this one here at 3.9, maybe that's the wrong number. Anyways, months of inventory sitting at 2.3. 24 is the average days on market. That's for Vaughan. Richmond Hill. Sales are also up in Richmond Hill. 21 detached properties were sold. 4 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price came down a little bit. It's now sitting at $1,823,000. $1,823,000 is 6% lower than last year's average sold price. And the median price is 2% lower than last year's median price. When we look at the 4-week moving average, the dotted line for average price, over the last 4 to 6 weeks, it's pretty clear average sold price has been trending down. Not aggressively, but it has been trending down. The median price is doing the opposite. The median price over the last 4 to 6 weeks has been trending up. Looking at year-to-date sales, 41% fewer sales this year versus last year, but the percentage selling at list price or more has been increasing. This speaks to a little bit more competition out there. And when we look at active listings, it's down. It's not the lowest that it's been in the last 3 months. There's a couple of, there's one week in here where it's actually lower, but it's amongst the lowest we've seen in 3 months, and so more competition. Months of inventory has come down. It's now sitting at 2 months of inventory. 25 is the average days on market. Let's look at Markham. Markham is kind of seems like it's doing the opposite of Vaughan and Richmond Hill. Vaughan, Richmond Hill sales are going up. Prices are coming down. Markham is the opposite. How do you explain this without laughing at it at the same time? So sales are down. 13 detached properties were sold. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price has been going up each week. It's now sitting at $1,753,000. Even though average sold price is going up, it's still 17% lower than last year's average sold price for this week. Median price is 16% lower for this week versus last year's median price. And we look at the 4-week moving average, it's kind of tough to say. It does go up and down a little bit. I would say that over 4 to 6 weeks, the average sold price has been trending down, and so the median price as well. It is a little bit tricky to read, however. 49% fewer sales in Markham for detached properties this year versus last year. That's a big number. It's about one of the largest areas where we've seen such a steep decline in sales. 49% fewer sales, almost half, 46% sold at list price or more, so it's still quite competitive. Active listings is down, 167 active listings. Months of inventory has gone up. The other, Vaughan and Richmond Hill, months of inventory came down. Markham, months of inventory went up. It's sitting at 3 months of inventory. 23 is the average days on market. Here's condos for York region. 37 condos were sold. None of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price for several weeks in a row now has been coming down. Average sold price is $677,000. $677,000 is 2% higher than last year's average sold price. Median price is 4% higher than last year's median price. The 4 to 6 weeks moving average for both average sold price and median price has it trending upwards in price. We have 33% fewer condo sales this year versus last year. Over the last few weeks, the amount of condos selling at list price or more, the percentage has been increasing. Active listings is down slightly, but we have overall more condo listings this year versus last year. It's not less, it's more. 5% more listings this year. And months of inventory has come down for condos, sitting at 2.8 months of inventory. The average days on market is 29. That number is creeping up there. It's now sitting at 29. Here's the overall months of inventory. It's tough to kind of sometimes look at the months of inventory and just automatically say, oh, it's a seller's market, buyer's market, balance. These numbers kind of show that we are in a seller's market, but the reality is it's not. We're more in a buyer's market or more in a balanced market. In some situations, it's going to feel like a buyer's market. It depends on the area you're working. It depends on your price point. The luxury properties are feeling more of a pressure on price. The lower price point properties, there's still a lot of competition there. So it really depends on what you're after. Make sure you're working with a real estate consultant that can guide you through so you can make good decisions for you and your family. Have a great day.